back to cooking at Lori's Crochet Corner with
Belle's Reborn Nursery. Hi everyone. Today we are making chicken casserole and it's my own recipe. Every now and again I have to get creative because I get bored with the same old food all the time. So every once in a blue moon I try a new recipe, and a couple weeks ago I made this from scratch, just grabbing things I had in the house, and it turned out awesome. So that's what we are making today.
And guess who's making it, guys?
Me!
Yahoo!
So what you're going to need today for the chicken casserole is salt and pepper, 2% milk, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, a can of the vegetable of your choice. I usually prefer sweet peas, extra wide, light and fluffy egg noodles, and you will need a aluminum tin or a glass casserole dish. If you use the aluminum tin, then I would recommend putting a cookie sheet under it just to make sure that the food on the bottom of the pan doesn't burn. And of course you will need a can opener and a whisk. And of course our main ingredient over here is 1 pound of chicken tenders. I like doing the chicken tenders because, as you guys are going to find out, this is an awesome, easy, non-messy, quick recipe to do. There's not a lot of work involved with it. You don't have to cut the food or anything else. It's pretty much just throw it all together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cream of chicken and my milk into the tin, and we're going to mix that up really good before we add the other ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dump my cream of chicken soup into this pan. And this is what it looks like, all gooey once you have it in there. And then the next thing we're going to do is add 2 cans of 2% milk. And just use your soup can and add 2 cans of milk. 1, 2. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to whisk it and we're going to mix it up together very well. And I suggest using a whisk instead of a spoon just to make sure that all of the cream of chicken is mixed in evenly with the milk. So I'm going to let Mom do that part.
Sure, the hard part. Okay. Ooh!
Always making a mess.
There I go again, guys. Well, I've never dealt with cream of chicken soup before, so that's pretty thick. Pretty thick.
And it's gonna seem like it's really watery and everything else, but by the time we bake it, this will turn into a sauce and it'll be really, really good. And as she's mixing, I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt and pepper to that.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have salt and pepper.
And what Jen doesn't know is this is a 3% less sodium salt that we use here, which is much better for you than the real stuff.
Pepper.
Ooh, look at the pepper. More.
More.
Yeah, a little more.
I guess Mom likes a lot of pepper.
I love pepper. Okay, that's good. That's good.
You could add other spices to it if you want to. Like, we really like garlic powder and stuff like that, but today I'm just keeping it simple. But feel free to get creative and add some other spices. Like, you could add onion powder. That would probably be pretty good.
And you can also put other veggies in there too, like cauliflower or broccoli. And Jen loves broccoli.
I sure do.
But she knows I don't like it, so we're not doing the broccoli thing today. We're doing baby peas.
Yep.
So,
yummy.
And that's pretty well mixed.
Yep, that looks pretty good.
So
after it's all mixed up, this is what it looks like. And like I said, right now it looks really watery, but by the time it bakes, it's gonna turn into a creamy sauce. Okay, so after we get our mixture together, I'm going to strain all of the juice, water, whatever you want to call it, out of the can of peas. And it's your preference as to how many peas you want to add. You don't have to add the whole can, but I like a lot of peas, so I don't know, what do you think? You want the whole can or just part of the can, or?
You're the cook.
Let's go ahead and just dump them in there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of mix that up in there. That way the peas will be all through it. Okay, so the next thing I want to add is, I forgot to tell you guys, we're going to be using bacon bits. This is optional. If you don't like bacon bits, you don't have to add bacon bits, but it just adds a little bit of a special flavor to it. And this is real bacon pieces, not the artificial. Not the artificial, right. So I usually just take a couple of handfuls. You could put however much bacon bits you want. Like I said, I just think it makes the chicken taste really yummy. So since I'm making a lot, I think I'm gonna add,
oh my goodness,
a decent amount of it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Look at that, guys.
And then I'm gonna get that all mixed up.
Ooh, look at the color of that.
And you can see this is already kind of creamy. It's going to thicken up even more once it's cooked. Alright. The next thing you want to do is put your noodles in. It's very important to try to get your noodles completely covered up in this liquid, because if you don't, some of the noodles that are on top might get dried out. So that's why I do the noodles next. This is probably just the right amount. Just dump the whole bag in there. Okay, so here's what it looks like so far.
I love egg noodles, guys. I live for egg noodles. Especially the wide ones. I just really love noodles.
And then I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken in. And what I'm going to do is, once I get it in here, is I am going to try to get them under the noodles, because that's what will keep them nice and tender. Yum, yum, yummy. So this is what it's looking like so far, and as you can see, the peas add a little bit of color to it and everything, so it's looking good already.
Yummy.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover the casserole dish and get it ready to put in the oven. I'm going to let Mom do that.
Yeah, I get the hard part, guys.
She gets to put foil on top of it.
Yahoo! I am the foil master. It's funny because whenever I do turkey for the holiday, I always take 2 pieces of foil and I put it together, and I fold the 2 center pieces together over and over a couple of times. My husband still can't figure out how to do that yet. He says, how do you do that again? So we're all set to go, guys. Would you like me to put it in the oven?
Sure.
All right.
Preheated. Okay, so it's ready to go in the oven. Go ahead, Mom.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Putting it in the oven. Yum, yum, yummy.
Don't put that looking in the oven, though. It's nice. I cover the bottom of my oven with foil, guys, especially this one, because it is electric. Turn the light on, and it's ready to go.
Ready to go. So now we're going to bake for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how thick of pieces of chicken you're using. If you're using chicken tenders, you may want to cook it for just 45 minutes, but if you're using like a whole breast, you may want to cook it for a full hour. You want to make sure that the noodles are nice and tender and cooked all the way. So if your noodles are not quite completely covered, that's okay. But about halfway through your cooking time, just go ahead and pull it out and give it a good mix. And in 45 minutes to an hour, it should be good to go.
Voila.
Woohoo. So we'll see you guys back in about 45 minutes to see how it turned out. Okay. It's time to take it out of the oven.
Here we go.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Alrighty, we set it on the stove.
Good to see how it turned out.
And here we go. I'm not afraid to get burnt. Oh, it's a steaming, guys.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
that looks yummy.
That really. Let me get the spoon and see how thick it's really got. Ooh. Look how creamy it is, guys. Oh, nice and creamy. Look at that chicken.
Nice and creamy. Chicken looks yummy.
What do you think? Is it time to eat, Jen?
Heck yeah. I say we get some in a bowl and have at it.
Alrighty.
Okay, here we go. So here's what it looks like in the bowl. Yummy.
Yahoo.
And we added a couple extra things with it too. Biscuits from KFC. Yum, yum, yummy. Can't have something like this without a biscuit.
Man.
And for dessert, we have pumpkin pie.
Woo.
And sorry guys, this time the pumpkin pie is not homemade, but
No.
everybody made me hungry for pumpkin pie, so I couldn't resist. So this is Mom's first time trying my new recipe. I
Very
hope she
first.
likes it.
So I guess I get to take a bite in front of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see.
It's nice and creamy.
Don't want to burn myself. Mm. That's good. That's real good.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
It turned out better. It turned out even better this time than it did this first time I made it.
That's because you made it at my house.
Yum yum.
My oven bakes better.
And then of course we have our biscuits.
Yep, no butter.
Okay guys, so we just finished eating our dinner. We were gonna have pie, but we got too stuffed, so what can we say? Make sure you guys join us next week for our next session of cooking, which is gonna be meatloaf.
Yum, yum.
Yum, 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 yum. So until then, this is
Lori.
and Belle, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.